It was once called the greatest treasure of knowledge the ancient world had ever known. A place where wisdom was stored like gold, where scrolls whispered secrets of civilizations long gone, and where every corner echoed with the voice of human curiosity. The Library of Alexandria, a sanctuary for scholars, scientists, and philosophers, a symbol of what humanity could become when driven by the thirst to know more. But what happened to it? Why did such a magnificent place vanish from the pages of history, so suddenly, so mysteriously? Many believe the destruction of the Library of Alexandria was a single tragic event, one massive fire that turned thousands of irreplaceable scrolls into ash. But the truth, the real truth, is far more complex, and far more heartbreaking. Let's go back, over 2,000 years ago, to the Egyptian city of Alexandria, founded by Alexander the Great. This city wasn't just a port, it was a dream. A cultural lighthouse for the ancient world. And at the heart of it stood the library, established under the rule of Ptolemy I, a general of Alexander. He had a vision, to collect every book, every scroll, every piece of written knowledge under one roof. His successors carried that dream forward, expanding the library, gathering texts from across Greece, India, Persia, Mesopotamia, and even lands as distant as China. It's said that ships arriving at the Alexandria port were searched, not for gold or weapons, but for books. Any scrolls found were taken to the library, copied, and the original kept while the copies were returned to their owners. This was not theft, it was ambition. An obsession to gather all knowledge of the known world. At its peak, the library is believed to have housed over 400,000 scrolls. Can you imagine? Ancient science, lost philosophies, untold histories, all stored in one sacred place. But the brighter the flame, the longer the shadows it casts. Some say the first blow came with Julius Caesar in 48 BCE. During his civil war in Egypt, he set fire to enemy ships in the harbor, and that fire, it's said, spread to the docks and parts of the city, including the library. Ancient sources mention the fire, but whether it destroyed the entire library remains debated. Some believe only a warehouse or a nearby section of it was damaged. So was this the moment the library died? No. The truth is, the destruction of the Library of Alexandria wasn't one tragic event, it was a slow death. A death stretched over centuries, carried out not by one villain, but by the careless hands of time, politics, and fear. After Caesar's time, Alexandria changed hands. With each new ruler, the library lost a part of its soul. Scrolls were misplaced, stolen, forgotten. But the final nails in the coffin came later. In 391 CE, the Roman Emperor Theodosius I ordered the destruction of pagan temples. The library, connected to the great temple of Serapis, was likely a victim. Christians, seeing pagan knowledge as heresy, stormed temples and shrines. In their zeal to protect the faith, they destroyed the very foundation of human understanding. But that still wasn't the end. A few centuries later, in 642 CE, the Muslim conquest of Egypt brought new rulers. According to some sources, though debated, Caliph Omar was told about the Great Library. His response was chilling: if these books agree with the Quran, they are not necessary. If they oppose it, they are harmful. And so, the remaining scrolls were said to be burned to heat bathhouses, days, even months of flames fueled by irreplaceable knowledge. But here's where the mystery deepens. Many historians argue that by that time, the library was already gone. That there were no books left to burn. That it had been destroyed, bit by bit, long before the Arabs arrived. So what really happened? The truth is, the Library of Alexandria wasn't destroyed by fire alone. It was destroyed by neglect, by indifference, by those who feared what knowledge could do. It died because people stopped protecting it, because they forgot its value. It's not just the story of a building. It's the story of how fragile knowledge is. How easily it can be lost, not just through violence, but through silence. Imagine what was in those scrolls. Ancient cures we never rediscovered. Theories centuries ahead of their time. Cultures and voices we'll never hear again. It's not just about what we lost. It's about what we could have become. Some say lost works of Aristotle, the missing comedies of Sophocles, the inventions of forgotten engineers, all of it may have been inside those walls. We'll never know for sure. But one thing is certain, the loss of the Library of Alexandria was not just a historical tragedy. It was a warning that knowledge is vulnerable. That it needs to be protected, cherished, shared. Today, we live in an age where information flows freely, where libraries exist in our pockets, and answers are just a tap away. But even now, we're not immune. Misinformation spreads faster than truth. Books are still banned. Ideas are still silenced. The ghosts of Alexandria still whisper. They ask us, will you protect knowledge? Will you seek the truth, even when it's inconvenient? Will you defend it, even when it's dangerous? Because the real reason the Library of Alexandria was destroyed was not just war, or religion, or fire. It was fear. Fear of what people might learn. Fear of change. Fear of free thought. And that fear is still with us. The Library of Alexandria may be gone, but its spirit doesn't have to be. Every time you open a book, ask a question, share an idea, you're keeping that flame alive. Let's not forget what was lost. Let's remember, and rebuild, not the building, but the mission. Because somewhere, in some forgotten scroll turned to dust, there might have been a single sentence, a single idea, that could have changed everything.